the start of the trail basically. We got some horses following me. I'm about 1 kilometre into the trail. So it rained all night in Puerto Natales, and it was looking kind of bleak. I thought, WTF, you know, got to do all this hiking. But well, the sun's come out, and it's looking pretty good at the moment. Touch wood. Of course, they say here the weather can change as rapidly as it does in Melbourne. But fingers crossed. It's certainly clear here, although it does look very foggy and rainy where we're heading. But anyway, I mean, generally speaking, it's starting to clear. Slip here. There's not much at all to stop you. I think that flag just down in the distance is the refuge, which is the halfway point. Geez, wind's getting a bit icy, and up the valley looks pretty terrible actually. So let's hope that clears. I'm going to have a break here anyway and have something to eat, and see what happens. Horses, so we're getting close to somewhere. I think there's about another 1.5 kilometres to go. Pretty over this, to be honest. I'm thinking about food. Had a good 3-egg omelette yesterday in Puerto Natales, and I reckon I'm going to have 2 of them when I get back first thing Thursday morning. Looking forward to it. Hello. So just after here, I put the camera away because it started raining, and then we had sleet, and then we had snow, and then getting up the last 1 to 1.5 kilometres was really hard work, and I had to stop. I think I counted 7 times on the way up just to get my breath again. So no filming at that stage, but did get the camera out again once we got to the top. Well, this is what we've come here for. Geez, we've had
We've had rain, we've had snow, we've had me stopping about 7 or 8 times in the last kilometre. I was stuffed. You need to be a friggin' mountain goat to do that last little bit. And needless to say, I haven't filmed the second half because of rain and snow and all this sort of stuff. So I might do a bit on the way down depending on how things go. Someone waving, we made it. Beautiful view.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, beautiful in different ways, right? We see another side, not the sunny side.
This is what we paid the big bucks for.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, this wasn't really the most pleasant walk I've ever done. Anyway, I'll have a drink and have something to eat and have a think about it. People ducking for cover. Looks like the snow's getting a bit heavier now. Was it worth it? Don't think so. So wait long enough to get rewarded. Not exactly the postcode shot, but at least it's cleared a little bit. It was just about to go, sun comes out, big cheer from the crowd. So we've, me, got down from that bloody knee killing leg. So that was the first kilometre and a half coming down. Fair dinkum. Anyway, I just thought I'd film this. It looks like the kind of place where Robin Hood would turn up and rob you or whatever he did. So I'm in this forest. Let's call it Sherwood Forest because it does look like a Robin Hood kind of forest. And another 3 k's will be at the refuge, and I'll take a break there, and probably not for too long though, because geez, I was cold when I left the top. I was freezing. I waited there too long. I mean, the wait was worth it because the weather cleared a little bit and we got to see the 3 peaks, but yeah, left me feeling fairly cold. So the other thing is my knees are absolutely killing me at the moment going downhill. So we'll take a break in about 3 more kilometres at the refuge and reassess. Still in Sherwood Forest, but getting close to the refuge, which means once I get there, there's only 5 k's to go to get home. Or where I'm home is where I'm staying tonight in a tent. A lot of old people doing this hike. By old, I mean older than me, so 63 upwards. I reckon I've seen some would have been, I reckon, mid-70s. So I guess they're just doing the day trip and then they head back to Puerto Natales this evening. But good on them. I mean, fantastic. There's these little, I don't know what you call them, tents or something. Anyway, how about this weather? Fair dinkum. When I was here 4.5 hours ago, it was just starting to piss down rain, and now I'm going to have to strip off, and it's getting quite warm. Chilly breeze though. So heading back, 5k's to go, and geez, I've stopped craving food. I'm craving hot shower and anti-inflammatories. Oh, fair dinkum. $10.36. It's basically perfect here this morning as leave the campsite. Touch wood. No wind. We know how long that can last though. Anyway, off we go. On my Pat Malone here at the moment, on the way to Francis Lodge Refuge. Slept pretty well last night. I reckon about 10 hours. Pumped the anti-inflammatories. Feeling not too bad today. Geez, the legs are sore though, so not too bad, you know, all things considered. So yesterday I split my weight. I took some stuff with me on the walk up to the towers in a day pack and left most of the stuff, a backpack, back at the lodge. So I got everything with me today. So probably about 13 or 14 kilos maybe, counting water. 3 litres of water, so that's 3 kilos. Yeah, so geez, I'll tell you what, it's getting hot though. I was thinking of stripping down to the t-shirt in a while, but just the thought of stopping and then taking the backpack off, then restarting, it's not really all that enticing. So we'll just see how it goes. I might even keep my fingers crossed for a bit of a cool breeze. Well, it's absolutely still at the moment. Amazing. Anyone going up to the base towers this morning would be in for a fantastic day. Unlike yesterday where we got everything. Rain, snow, sleet, fair dinkum. So yeah, today's walk isn't supposed to be all that challenging. Yeah, down to the t-shirt. Look, it's probably only 8 or 9 degrees, but when you're carrying stuff and walking and the sun's out and you know, it starts sweating like a pig. I mean, I was wet through from the inside yesterday. Had a rain poncho on to protect me from getting wet in the rain, and I was getting soaking wet from the inside. So anyway, we're good to go. Let's just have a look at what we're looking at here and where we're walking. Fantastic. Just a couple just passed me and said the sunrise was really beautiful looking on this mountain this morning, but I didn't wake up till about 7, so I missed all that. Like up in the distance there, I think I'll be walking along there. You probably can't see this in the footage, but it's got a lot of white tops at the moment, so it looks like it's going to be a bit breezy once I get down there. So I have to rug up again. Probably time to have something to eat or something and then get rugged up. Actually, there's a bit of a breeze kicking up here too. The wind here has really picked up, all rugged up now, beanie on, and probably about halfway, I think. Very windy here. Sunny day with no wind. Should probably get about 5 minutes here. Wind's died down a little bit, although we're getting waves coming in off the lake. So here we've got a beach here on this lake. So I've probably got about an hour to go today, I think. Maybe a bit more, hour and a quarter, but not too long. I stopped for about 20 minutes at the last refuge there, and just had a bit to drink, bit to eat, and feeling like I got my second wind actually. So we'll see how this pans out. Famous last words. Not much wind to speak of, although geez, got a bit of a headache, probably dehydration I think. Keeping the beanie on. And let's keep going. So we're basically following the lake. Big pebbles everywhere. I mean, Europeans would feel right at home here. No sand, just stones. Magnificent. I think my tent for tonight is only 10 or 15 minutes away. I thought I could see something off in the distance, so I'm glad about that. I'm too old for this shit. Magnificent views though. Fantastic. Day 3 on the walk up to Mirador Botanica. bit of a breeze blowing, but quite warm actually. I have got a t-shirt out. We're taking views.
It is a bit warmer, but I've got a feeling once we get further up, it's going to get a little bit chilly. No pun intended. So the trail's been like this most of the way. Not exactly mountain goat stuff, but you know, quite uneven. Here we go. Beautiful mountain, lots of little glaciers and stuff hanging off there. I'd like to walk and talk, but I think I'd fall over if I did that, so it's quite uneven. I need to watch my footing, so we'll stop for a moment. Just did a steep little climb, which wasn't fun. Yeah, on the flat bit, which is fun. It's better. So this is Mirador Francis Lookout. So on the way down from Botanica Lookout now, it's about 3 hours to get up there, so hopefully a little bit quicker to get back down. back at Mirador Francis on the way back down. It is amazing. Losing my voice. On the last stretch now, just about 7.5 k's to go. So hopefully most of it's downhill. Well, on aggregate it's got to be downhill.
So just overall reflections, I think normally my method of travelling is generally to try and be as flexible as possible, and that was taken away from me by the need to have to pre-book dates for the W trek at Torres del Paine. With the benefit of hindsight, I wouldn't do that hike, primarily because pre-booking means you're locked into certain dates, the weather is very fickle, you don't know what you're going to get, and I'd much prefer to have the flexibility of basing myself in Puerto Natales, renting a car or just taking buses and choosing when to go and when to hike based on looking out the window and having a look at what the weather's like, or having a look at the 2 or 3 day forecasts in advance. That's certainly the way I'd do it, and that would be my recommendation. And build that flexibility all the way through your trip, rather than have to plan everything around something that you've pre-booked. So that would probably be the only takeaway, I'd say. Certainly, you know, to each their own. And the other thing, of course, is hiking. I did prepare for it. I'm a regular hiker, and I ensured that I have had a reasonable fitness level, but there's something for everyone in these hikes, and there was all sorts of fitness levels, all sorts of ages. So regardless of who you are, what you've been doing, how old you are, I'd say go for it. Definitely do the hikes. Probably the best preparation I would suggest would be trying to walk some hills and get your knees bulletproof prior to going. Particularly for me, I find going downhill a little bit harder on the knees. So if you haven't got any hills in your areas, maybe try and find a building and get up and down stairs a lot. Just prepare your knees, and just whatever aerobic exercise works for you. But you do that preparation and you'll find this is just going to be a fantastic holiday. So with that, I'll leave it there. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.